What's up, everyone? This is AJ on Day Trading Boom or Bust. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is my first day trading recap video, so please bear with me as I kind of feel my way through this. I am an aspiring day trader, and I've been day trading now live since May 2020. I wouldn't say I'm new, but I feel I'm definitely a long way from what I would call a competent and consistent trader. I do my best to record my progress through screenshots and journaling my trades for review. And I've decided to add video recaps to that process so I can talk through the trade and have a higher level of detail if I ever have to go back and look at any trades and why I took it and how I executed them. Since I was doing that, I thought I'd take it a step further and share the recaps and ultimately, I guess, my journey to being a successful or potentially unsuccessful, knock on wood, day trader through this channel on the off chance that someone could find the info useful. I found that there are many videos out there that helped me. And if this can help someone in even a small way, then that would be great. You know, I'm a big believer that any info can be beneficial when learning anything, because it could tell you what to do or what not to do. I want to note that I have little to no video editing skills, so as such, the production quality of my recaps is probably not going to be that great, and it's not really my priority. The info that I share, I hope people will benefit from, is what I hope people will benefit from. But, if it all goes well, then I promise to work on improvements in the future. For now, I really would prefer to invest my time into becoming a better trader. So, with that said, let me just jump into things. Let me start here with sharing every day. What I did start doing was I started sharing my watch list with on Twitter. Sorry, I'm trying to bring this in here so I can maybe show you a little bit. So this is my watch list for today. There were quite a few solid potential stocks in play today. As you can see on my primary list, I had Space, SPC, GameStop, GME, Afria, APHA, and DAL. DL and Afria reported earnings, and Space and GameStop also had news. I just noticed here that I put this on twice. Sorry about that. And on secondary, I had Plug and Baba, who were both moving and had their dailies look good, and as potential continuation plays. So that was my watch list for the day. I ended up taking 2 trades today, and fortunately, they were both green trades, so that's always a positive thing, and I thought I'd share that with you. First one here is Afria, and I got into this trade right at the open as a 1-minute ORB. So let me just show you here. Okay. So here it is. This is a 1-minute chart. This is a 5-minute chart, 15, and a daily chart here. And so as you can see here, this was the opening 1-minute candle, and this was the 2nd-minute candle. I kind of used this as the range that I was looking at for the ORB, or opening range breakout. As you can see here, the 3rd minute was this hammer, and I was looking for the break of this, and as you can see, I got in a little bit early here. I gave myself a pretty wide stop. I think I gave myself about a 20-cent stop on this. The ATR, so this daily ATR is uh, based on 14 candles. At the time, at the open, I think this was about 9 or 10 cents. And on the 5 minute, this is over 6 candles. The ATR was, I think it was around 20, 25, 28 cents. So, anyways, I gave myself a pretty wide stop. It was about 20 cents. I managed to get in here at I think it was, let me see, I think it was at 11:04 was when I got in. And it did start to break up over this strong VPOC level. And I did partial a little aggressively here because I really wasn't sure. I was watching the price action, and I just wasn't sure if it was going to break. This was high of day at the time, and we were already well above, or we were already above the pre-market high. Anyways, I really did feel it could run, but I just wasn't sure. So I got a bit of an itchy trigger finger. I took a couple of partials here and partialed a little bit aggressively. And then I just waited. After I took this first partial, I always bring my stop loss to break even, so I wasn't going to lose on the trade anymore. And when it started to, as it kind of consolidated a little bit here, I saw that on the level two, it definitely a bunch of ass started to come in. So I felt a little bit more confident on the trade. And after this breakout, it was pretty strong. And I waited for this particular level here, which for me was just above 2R for the trade. I go based on R's, which is risk reward ratios. So this was 2R for me, and then I just partialed on the way up. I found that it kind of topped off here a little bit, and we hit a couple of pretty big asks and kind of stalled. So I went all out here at 11, give or take around 11.75. And it worked out. It worked out great. This was because of the heavy partialing here. This was a 2R trade for me, and but it was a pretty solid way to kind of start the day off. And as you can see, I'll just share one other thing here. I actually this shooting star candle came in, and I almost reversed my position and jumped in here. I really should have, because I was looking at this and to take the trade after it broke below, because like I said, there's two of these shooting star candles, and I thought that if it broke 1170, that it could have a pretty strong pullback, and it did, as you can see. I was going to take it at 1170 with a 10-cent stop loss, and so this would have been a strong, at least 3R trade. Unfortunately, I hesitated, and it moved really quick, and unfortunately, I missed out on that, but that also would have been a positive trade. Okay, so the second trade I took was DAL. So if you remember, this was also on my watch list. Delta had reported earnings, and as you can see here, so let's look at the 5-minute chart here. This is the opening 5-minute candle, and this was the second 5-minute candle. At this point, it was past the 5-minute ORB. um, when I started watching it, and I saw it kind of consolidate here and make a bit of a pennant here. So you could look at this as either playing a flag play or even an ABCD. And I was watching for it to break. As you can see, the volume by price, the VPOC here was quite strong, and I was waiting for it to break past that. So I was to be sure. I mean, I could have tried to jump on it quickly and get the break here at 42, but I wanted to wait a little bit, and I actually wanted to see it break 42.05. Um, and when it did, I jumped in. I think I got in at 42.10 approximately, or 42.11. Anyways, um, as you can see here, let's kind of zoom in here on the 1 minute. So I jumped in here and was able to get my first partial here at 1R, and then it broke up. I believe this was a 2R partial, and then I took an extra partial here at about 2.5R because I felt uh, this candle here with the high volume, it's really not an upside down hammer or shooting star, but I saw the declining volume here on this big green candle, and I felt that it might actually pull back or stall there. So I took a pretty heavy partial here, and I held on. I think I was down to about 20% of my position, and I held it to see if it would break past high a day. And as you can see, after that pullback, I mean, now we're at 1 o'clock, and this is still high of day here. That's what this line is. So it never really broke that. It pulled back, almost stopped me out. This was break even, but it did pop up, and as you can see in this time frame, VPOC was pretty strong. So when it stalled here, I figured, you know what, I'll get all out, and if it sets up again, I might take it for the break of that, which it never did. And this was again because of the quick partial here. This was just under a 2R return on this total trade. And so those were the two trades. And for the day, I ended off at just under, or sort of just over 3.5R, which is a solid day for two trades. And that was my day. So sorry if I rambled on a little bit. I will work on getting better with these recaps, but hopefully that helps you out. The other reason, sorry, as I kind of look at this, the other reason I got out when I did here for this final all out partial here was because, as you can see, it did make on the 5 minute here, it did make this upside down hammer, this shooting star on decent volume. So I figured at the very least this was going to have pretty strong pullback, and I was already above goal for the day, so that's why I got all out there. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in and listening in. If you've stuck with me so far, hopefully that was informational for you. And I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope to continue to do these in the future. And if you do want to support the channel, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to make sure you catch any of my future videos, turn on notifications so you don't miss any. And finally, feel free to comment your thoughts and feedback below. I'd love to hear from you. I love reading them. I love interacting with people. But that's it. That's all for today. So until the next recap, this is AJ saying, have a green day. Cheers.